shouted, he not who set the city on fire soon as he got free, the king back now.
Well, Brock, the fans were out and shouting J-E-T-S Jets well before the gates opened here. And now they fill the stands of MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Matt Gay now ready to get this one started. And we're underway in prime time on Thursday Night Football. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Now begin with a run by Mixon. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet. But if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one. Softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Caught him across the line early there. That's an easy call for our officials. He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
Here we go.
Running it after the penalty. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. He's on the move. Caught, nice gain left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down.
Here we go.
Keeping it with Mixon. And that run very short, only getting to the 27. It's only a gain of 1. Back-to-back misfires on the ground, and they're facing 3rd and long.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Fullback trying to power it across. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Texans finish up an excellent opening series. Here's Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Texans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. From his own end zone, here we go. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They go right back to Hall. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Christian Harris on the stop. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Here we go. We're good. Right.
Out of the shotgun, Fields. He'll get this one to Brown. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Look at Jimmy Ward getting up there to make that stop.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They'll get 18 yards there. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Opening drive going according to plan. This is 1st and 10 at the 36.
Here we go.
Fields out of the gun. Into the hands of Garrett Wilson. And they take him down right along the 30. The rookie from Georgia in on that tackle. 2nd and 3 now.
Alpha, 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 alpha. Here we go, son. Alpha, 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 alpha. Right.
Another throw for Fields. A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
Hey, can. Here we go. Go.
Shotgun snap to Fields. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. Matt Gay on to line up this field goal. This a 52-yard attempt from the left hash. Has the direction, but not the distance. It falls just short. And the deficit stays at 7.
You know, we get on that field in pregame, and these kickers make it look so easy. But in real action, it's a totally different animal. That was definitely on line. Just didn't quite get all of it. It's going to wind up just a few feet short.
Works the sideline inside the 35. And he's going to get it down to the 18-yard line. Give him a full 40 on the play. And the Texans are going to have a first down. We've arrived at the end of one on Thursday night. 7-0 is our score. More from MetLife coming right up. Welcome back. Time for our 2nd quarter. The Texans with a chance to score. First down, Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate. When you put the ball in the air, how many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with the sack.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Nixon on the toss. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. It was Andre Cisco who hauled him down there.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
On 3rd and long, it's Stroud. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Cisco. And the Jets will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
That is just a big-time individual effort, Kate, defensively. First, he takes the ball away, and then he's looking for points, right? He turns from defense to offense, and one more move, and he might have broken it to the house.
First down throw for Fields. Escapes the pocket. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
This is on target to Xavier Gipson. And they make the tackle at the 38. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Fields throwing here. Catch is made down the right sideline. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs. They're now set for 1st and 10.
Here we go.
From the gun, it's Hall. And he's able to rip off a chunk of red zone yardage to the 10. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Angel. Here we go.
Here's Hall once more. And he barrels across for the touchdown. The Jets parlay the interception into points. Breece Hall with the touchdown. He broke the tackle he needed to, Brock. And how about that effort then to keep it going and eventually reach that end zone?
Yeah, that's awesome on the offensive side. Defensively, not every missed tackle is the same. It may be on a stat sheet, but sometimes that help to finish a play isn't arriving quick enough, and you're the only one, the last line of defense. And in that moment, you got to scratch, you got to claw, you got to tear to make the stop, because a broken tackle, well, can mean a touchdown.
Now probably still mentally kicking himself after that missed point after. He can take a little frustration out here as he kicks this away. Here's Tremon Smith with the return. Finds some space. He's past the 30. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. The Jets get there and bring him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Never ever a great look when your quarterback's picking himself up a few seconds into a drive. They're going to need a lot more fight on 2nd down and a whole lot of yardage to get this back on track.
Here we go.
Trying again following the sack. Fits it through the middle. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. 16 yards on the play. And it sets up a Houston first.
Oh, hey.
A give left side. Here's Mixon. And they're going to bring him down after a good gain to the 40. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Oh, hey.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic. but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
2nd and 3 now. Shotgun now for Stroud. Into a ton of traffic, and this one's intercepted. Chuck Clark has it. Well, we knew it, Brock, and now they know it too. That one was on their defense. They'll have a new set of downs following that defensive penalty. Stroud throwing here on first. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So it's 2nd down coming up. From the gun, Stroud. Caught near the goal line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. Mixon does not score. They not only stop him, they backed him up a couple of yards. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Again, the give to Mixon. And this time he gets it done. Touchdown! The Texans will add to their lead at the end of the half. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. Fairbairn connects on the extra point. And the Texans grow their lead to 8. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining.
Here we go, son.
Fields on 1st down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken.
At the 27-yard line.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now.
Here we go, son.
He'll throw it. That's complete to Wilson. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. One last play before the break.
Here we go. We're good.
Looking to throw. Rolling left, buying some time. Now he takes it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Huard with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Xavier Gipson now to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Here we go, son.
Back to throw. Here's Fields. Taylor makes the catch. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 24 on that play. And it'll give the Jets a first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. They start the half with a give to Hall. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
When nothing opens up, that becomes a pretty clear throwaway spot. I mean, that is textbook throwaway spot right there, Kate. Get outside the box, chuck it into the third row, and avoid exactly what happened right there. Because now third down is so much harder.
Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Here we go. Tonight.
Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And he's able to get this down to the 13. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
EQ.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Tonight.
Handoff running left. Here's Hall. And he will take it in. Touchdown, New York. The Jets cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Breece Hall with the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
And he brings it in. They go for 2 and the tie, and it works out. But we all knew extra point was doing nobody any good there. Got to go for 2 in the tie. They do. They get it. And just like that, we're all squared up here in the second half.
Squared up, brand new ball game, even Steven. Who is Steven? Do you know who Steven is?
Good question. No, go ahead. Go ahead, though. Take it.
I don't know who Steven is, and I don't really care because it's a whole new game with both teams totally alive.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
On the quick, right?
Throwing from the gun. This one quickly to Dell. Continuing to move past the 45. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
It's an 8-yard pickup, then they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. On the ground again with Mixon. Oh, he loses the football. And this is scooped up by the Jets.
Well, sure, you're looking to try to get a first down on 2nd down. You're trying to create a manageable 3rd down, but I'll tell you what you're not trying to do, ever, is give the ball away. And that's what the offense does to the defense right there.
And he'll get it up to the 27. It's a pickup of 11. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Here we go.
Hall takes it straight ahead. And they needed more than one defender. Their powerful runner stopped for just 1 yard.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a 1/3 of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up.
Here we go, son. Go.
Out of the shotgun, Fields. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. They need a lot here, but still going for it on 4th and 15. The Jets take their first time out. So on 4th down, the Jets turn to a fan favorite. It's Thomas Morstead to punt it away. And he doesn't put much height or distance on that one. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it's going to be Texans football. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Running with Mixon out of the gun. And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield. And the back.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Sauce Gardner with the INT. And the Jets take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Oh boy, they cleaned up the fumbling issues from the last drive, and now it's an interception that turns the ball over.
Yeah, and 2 very different tones and tenors on these 2 sidelines. One coach is pleading, begging for some ball security. The other is simply saying, keep it up, boys. Keep taking that ball away. Job well done.
They start the drive with Hall. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
From the 41. He's on the move. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. There on the stop, Larry Ogunjobi. We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter on this Thursday night. It's still a tie ball game, 14 points apiece as we get ready for the 4th. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Fields to throw it. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing 4th down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he gets them what he can, but still pretty deep in their own territory starting out. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And they're going to take over possession. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And it took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just 1.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
And that's incomplete, and he's happy to have that one fall compared to, well, the alternative. Looked like it was going to be picked there. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Here's Stroud. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Jamal Adams with the INT. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. You want to know how strong the coverage was there? And they even had that underneath throw locked down, Brock, and he took it the other way.
It's really, really hard to find a better rep than that one in coverage. You're so spot on. Covered it down the field. Usually a gimme to the running back. The only thing was a gimme 6.
Gay to add the extra point. And this one, thankfully, not off the mark. He gets it to go. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Returnable from the 2. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
Trailing by 1 score late here, Kate. Maybe this is the return. Maybe this is what helps them get right back into it. Good field position now to start their most important series yet of this game.
Fresh off the pick, here's Stroud. He put everything he had into this one, He's got it deep downfield. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans now trail by just a point in the fourth. Tank Dell the touchdown. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the fourth. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Gibson now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Justin. Here we go, son.
They'll start this one out with Hall. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Sit high.
From the 32. This one finds Taylor. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Alpha. Sit high.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. On target to his man Taylor. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. New set of downs for him at the 38.
11. Here we go.
On 1st and 10, it's Fields. He's going deep. He's got it inside the 25. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Jets take a 4th quarter lead. Malachi Corley the touchdown. Gay with the point after. And the Jets break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled.
Hey, Kate, the best kick returners I was ever around, really at any level, they want this opportunity. They want their chance to help their team. They know they're down, but they also know that return, especially a good one like this, can set the offense up for success.
Gets everything he has under this throw. Big game downfield. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
Well, now things get a little dicey for this offense. One down left before a big decision to make. You continue to try running it against a front that stopped you, or you're now forced to put the ball in the air.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
3rd and inches, and you hate to see that run go backwards. I just take myself back to a huddle, and you know you're imploring your guys, listen, just give us a little bit of a push, and we will move.
And that finds him in the end zone for the Houston touchdown. The Texans now trail by just a point in the 4th. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Gibson now to return. This return makes it up to the 25. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Don't jump.
Hall running between the tackles. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Second down now, 7 to go.
Mini base. Extend. Here we go. All right.
He'll look to throw it. Getting out to his left. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB. And it gave him just enough room to run.
3rd and a lone yard coming up.
Hey, never mind. Monday. All right.
Looking to throw it. Escapes out to the left. Throwing on the run, deep down that left side. Not on the same page with his tight end. And now they're left with 4th and short.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. And they fake it on 4th and 1. This is caught. And they bring him down to put a stop to that return. That's a clutch 7-yard pickup, and it pays off the call to go for it on 4th down.
Here we go, son. Go.
That's complete. Here's Brown. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Back to throw. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. Timeout taken by New York. That's its 2nd. 3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Here he is to throw. And they got there in time. He's taken down. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Tried getting creative, but the coverage team read it all the way. This return loses yards. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. This to win the game. Too much on that, and it sails through the end zone, incomplete. Man, this has been such a great game. Nobody is ready for it to end just yet. After 4 quarters, we're headed to overtime. All right, so in overtime, Brock, we could see 1 possession or we could see 3+. If the team who gets it first scores, the game ends then and there. A field goal or less, and we play on, and their opponents get a chance to respond. And if we're still tied after those first 2 possessions, this soccer chick likes this. It's golden goal football, Brock. The next score would win. Here's Smith on the return. Big lick from the coverage team there. That's going to stop the return before it can get to the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Let's go.
First throw of overtime now. And they pick him off again. Chuck Clark has it. And the Jets surprise them with the interception and now have a chance to win this game. Wow. Stunned silence up here and stunned silence on that sideline, partner. I mean, a pick on the very first play of overtime. That one may have just decided this ball game.
Well, this offense now has to go out on that field and capitalize. It's got to pay off what the defense just did. This is called complementary football, Kate. Your defense goes out there and takes the ball away extraordinarily. And now the offense has got to find a way to finish this game off with points.
Here we go, son. Say hi.
Fields out of the gun. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's brought down for a loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
He throws a bullet deep to the right, cut at the 20-yard line. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Situational football. Looking at 1st and goal, these defenses know what's coming at them. More often than not, a run play. It really is better to throw the ball unless you've got a way to disguise the run, and there was no disguising on that one.
Give him a few that time, but they'll need twice that to find the end zone here on 3rd and goal. Timeout taken by New York. That's its 2nd. As they'll be left with just one more to work with here in OT. This entire contest rests on his next kick. Houston calls it 2nd timeout. And that'll leave him with just one remaining in overtime. Matt Gay now in a high-pressure spot. This from just 23 yards away. The kick is good. He got it. And they've taken back the lead. So the win goes to the Jets. And they only needed to set him up with a shot to connect and win it with 3, and his aim was true to make it happen and put an end to this competitive ball game. With Brock Huard and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a well-earned win for the Jets as we say so long from New York.